students. Today we are going to see blood preservation and aging effect from forensic science. So, storage conditions plays more important role in the integration of the forensic evidence over the large time period. So, previous studies have indicated that ESTR, that is short tandem repeat alleles, may be detected in the blood stains stored at room temperature for over the 20 years. So around 20 years the STR alleles can be detected in the blood stain. So we can easily find out all the things which are related to blood, like DNA or the person or the parenthood or paternity test. Each and everything can be studied up to 20 years. According to STR techniques, the alleles may be detected in blood stain can be stored at room temperature for around a large time of period, around 20 years. And blood samples were obtained from 6 volunteers. Samples contained heparin as an anticoagulant. So, initially we have to collect samples from 6 volunteers, and these samples contain the heparin as an anticoagulant. A portion of the sample was set aside for analysis as whole blood, while another portion was used to prepare blood stains. So, the sample which we have collected, a little portion of that sample was set aside for analysis as a whole blood, while another remaining portion which is used to prepare the blood stains. The blood stains were prepared by absorbing the blood on cotton gauge. As we have already seen how the blood stains will be collected and they can be stored. So here blood stains were prepared and by absorbing this blood on the cotton gauge. Then blood stains were stored for 20 years at room temperature. The temperature should be 4 degrees Celsius, minus 20 degrees Celsius and minus 80 degrees Celsius. So whole blood samples were stored at minus 20 degrees Celsius and minus 80 degrees Celsius for 20 years. So for storing the blood stains, the temperature important is minus 20 degrees Celsius and minus 80 degrees Celsius, so that we can store these blood stains up to 20 years. And whole blood samples were also analyzed when the sample was fresh, that is without aging, to serve as a controls. Aging means simply a time period is gone after the crime scene. So the blood stains should be fresh, or the blood sample should be fresh, so we can analyze the samples. Then blood identification test including leukomalachite green reagent testing, anti-HB immunochromatography and 4-mRNA based assays. So for the blood identification there are some tests which are including. First test is leukomalachite green reagent testing. Next is anti-human HB immunochromatography, and last one is 4-mRNA based assays. And this 4-mRNA based assays are: first assay is HBB, second is actin beta, that is ACTB assay, third is a glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate dehydrogenase, that is a GAPDH assay, and last one is 18S rRNA assay. So first method for the blood identification, or the first test for blood identification, is leukomalachite green reagent testing. It gave a positive result for blood if the reagent turned a blue-green color. after a 1 minute incubation period at room temperature. Means simply, when this leukomalachite green reagent is used, it gives a positive result for blood if the reagent's color will change from blue to green, and the incubation time is 1 minute and it is at a room temperature. So this is the leukomalachite green reagent testing. Next one is an OC Hemocat S device was used according to manufacturer instructions for anti-human HB testing by immunochromatography. So for immunochromatography or the HB testing by immunochromatography, this assay can be followed on instrument or a device OC Hemocat S device. According to manufacturer instructions, using 28 polymerase chain reaction PCR cycles, STR fragments were analyzed using an ABI 310 genetic analyzer. So this is the genetic analyzer used in the machine. So ABI 310 genetic analyzer and the gene mapper ID software. So an OC Hemocat S device consists of the 28 polymerase chain reaction PCR cycles. Then STR fragments were analyzed using an ABI 310 genetic analyzer and the gene mapper ID software. Then to perform the mRNA based assays, total RNA was extracted using RNeasy mini kit. So to perform mRNA based assays, we have to extract initially RNA or the total RNA, and it can be extracted by using RNeasy mini kit. And to evaluate DNA degradation, DNA was extracted and then it is purified using a EZ1 DNA investigator kit. So as time goes on, the intensity versus time, if we plot a graph, at that time we can observe as time goes on, the intensity of the peak will going to decrease. That shows the degradation of the DNA over time period. So to evaluate DNA degradation, DNA was extracted initially, then it is purified by using a EZ1 DNA investigator kit. Then laboratory investigations involving biological fluids plays a very important role in the crime investigations. Blood as a source of evidence which is associated with the crime can provide a very valuable information that may solve the case. So that there is a proper collection of the blood, then preservation of the blood, and then dispatch of this crucial evidence to the forensic laboratory is very essential. And improper collection and the preservation can weaken or destroy a potential source of facts in a case, or evidence can be not stored very well. So proper collection method, proper preservation and the dispatch of this crucial evidence is very important, and that can be transferred to the forensic laboratories for further study or investigation. And when there is improper collection or the preservation, they can weaken or destroy a potential source of evidence. So many times the suspects may hide valuable blood stain evidence either on the object or on the clothes in different conditions, which may adversely affect the investigation. As we know, some of the criminals can wash the place where the murder can be done, or they can wash the clothes, and so on. So it's very difficult to identify the murderer or to investigate the case. Hence, the proper collection, preservation of blood stain is very important. and it is the strong link in between the individual and a criminal. Then it is very important to find out the maximum duration for which blood grouping is possible when the stains are exposed to varied environmental conditions. Then blood stain is one of the most frequently encountered biological evidence at the crime scenes. So especially those for violent criminals or the crimes. Then accurate estimation of the age of blood stain can be tremendous help for forensic investigators in the reconstruction of the event lifetime. Means, as the blood stain is one of the most frequently encountered biological evidence at the crime scenes. So, as we found the how to find out the age or the death period of the victim. So, for that purpose, the forensic science laboratories can do some experiments and they can find the time period over which the victim is died. So, the accurate estimation of the blood stain age is also important, and it can help for the forensic investigators in the reconstruction of the event timeline and determination of the time of death or injury of the victim and reduction of the pool of the suspects. Then numerous methods have been investigated to determine the age of blood stains, such as use of oxygen electrodes, electroparamagnetic resonance, that is EPR technique. Then HPLC is also useful to find out the age of the blood stains, and the RNA degradation technique is also useful for finding the age of the blood stains. Then unfortunately these approaches are not robust, so limiting their forensic application. As we have seen the definitions of the ruggedness and the robustness, so here the HPLC, RNA, EPR techniques find out the age of the blood stains, but unfortunately their approaches will change, so limiting their forensic application. And in recent years, Agudelo and his colleagues investigated human serum for determining the age of blood stains using bioaffinity based and biocatalytic assays. However, this method was inappropriate for forensic practice because in actual cases it is difficult to extract an adequate amount of serum from the dried blood stains. And additionally, several novel techniques have been explored to determine the age of blood stains, which includes the forensic science, which includes the fluorescence lifetime measurement, atomic force microscopy, that is AFM, and the use of smartphones for quantifiable color change correlations. So, as we have seen the HPLC, then RNA degradation and the EPR, these techniques are helpful to find out the age of the blood stain. But there are some limitations. So, in the recent years, Agudelo investigated a human serum for determination of the age of the blood stain. Again, here is some limitation. So, additionally, there are some instruments are there. So, these instruments are the fluorescence lifetime measurement instrument, AFM instrument, that is atomic force microscopy instrument, and the smartphones also useful for a quantifiable color change correlation study. And estimation of the age of human blood stains is of great importance in forensic practices, but it is a very challenging task because the lack of a well accepted, reliable and established method. So, age of human blood stains finding is very important in the forensic science, but there is a challenge because there is no any process which is well accepted, reliable and established. And here the attenuated total reflection, that is ATR, and FTIR, that is a Fourier transform infrared technique, combined with advanced chemometric methods, and that was utilized to determine the age of indoor and the outdoor blood stains up to 107 days. Means the FTIR, ATR and the chemometric methods, they are combined and they can determine the age of indoor and outdoor blood stains up to 107 days. And there are classification models were built and demonstrated excellent distinction between fresh blood age is less than 1 day and the older blood stains age is greater than 1 day, and which is just highly valuable for forensic investigations. And as I have told, there is a combination of the ATR and FTIR. So these findings demonstrate that ATR and FTIR spectroscopy coupled with advanced chemometric methods can be employed as a very rapid, non-destructive tool of age estimation of blood stains in a real world forensic investigation. So ATR, FTR, very useful technique to, and it is a very rapid, non-destructive technique to find out the age of the blood stains. And notably, our approach was more useful for longer term, that is 7 to 85 days estimation of age of blood stains, regardless of whether they were in an indoor or outdoor environment. So we can easily find out the age in between 70 to 85 days. Then again, the vibrational spectroscopy is also useful to find out the age, and this technique is more and more popular in the forensic science because of their non-destructive, rapid, quantitative and the confirmed features. And this method showed an ability to determine blood stain age, especially when combined with the chemometric methods. And however, most of the studies were conducted using stimulated blood stain samples under ideal laboratory conditions. So again, vibrational spectroscopy is the new technique which is useful for finding the age of the blood stains. This technique is non-destructive, rapid, quantitative, and it gives confirmatory results. Again, I have told the ATR, FTR, which gives best results, and it measures the age of the blood stain around 107 days.